Greetings to you.
If you have a letter from the Forge Mother, then you've come to the right place. And we don't even care that you're one of those Khajiit-loving, Bosmer-liking, preening like a high elf, card-carrying members of the Aldmeri Dominion. No offense. And here I am, all the way from the icy nethers of Hrothgar, to officially welcome you and transport you to Orsinium. Of course, I'm also supposed to make sure you're willing to do a little hard work. There's no room for shirkers on my wagon. I sent a caravan full of food and supplies to Orsinium. Once there, everything will be distributed to the outlying clans to help them make it through the winter. The caravan's slow. I want you to catch up with it and see it safely to the city. The caravan should have just entered Hrothgar territory. I can take you as far as the entry gates, but you'll have to make it from there on your own. This is important. If those supplies don't reach the city, the smaller clans don't stand a chance. I can take you as far as the border gate. Then I have to come back in case anyone else shows up with an invitation. Just catch up to the caravan and escort it to the city. Then introduce yourself to Forge Mother Alga. She's expecting you. Let's go.
What are you doing? We can't let Chief Bosrog deal with the Winterborn by himself.
I didn't come all this way to die, Elf. That isn't what I signed up for.
Damn it! Where are all these Winterborn marauders coming from? Anyone see where the chief and his warriors went? Anyone?
All I see is death and Iceheart's damn Winterborn. A whole lot of Winterborn.
Did Orsinium send you? Are you part of the reinforcements? The Winterborn came out of nowhere. It happened so fast. They took our cargo into the hills and the orc peasants chased them. That's when Chief Bosrog and his warriors arrived. Our caravan was heading for Orsinium, the new orc city, when the Winterborn landed on the wagons like flesh flies on skeever pie. The orc peasants refused to let their supplies be taken, so they chased the marauders into the hills. In case you haven't noticed, these cracked acorns aren't worth their weight in bloodberry pudding. Besides, before we could rally our forces, Chief Bosrog and his orc warriors arrived. He told us to wait here and then went after the marauders. I knew I liked you the moment I saw you. Chief Bosrog is big and mean and looks like he can fight. But there were an awful lot of marauders. Iceheart's Winterborn won't stop until Bosrog and all the orc peasants are dead. You better hurry.
There are still some of us hiding in the cave near the waterfall. You have to help them too.
Poor bastards never had a chance. I saw what you did out there. Thanks for helping the clan orcs. The ones in here, I think it's too late to help them. Iceheart. He froze them solid. The bastards got magic, the likes of which I've never seen. Yes, I'm with Bosrog. We were out on patrol when we saw the Winterborn attack the caravan. By the time we reached the wagons, the marauders had already stolen the supplies, and a group of orc peasants were trying to chase them down. Stupid peasants. You're Fawn Iceheart. He's the most powerful of the Winterborn warlords that have been raiding Hrothgar the past few years. Since he arrived from the Reach, the attacks have gotten worse. Iceheart is strong, ambitious, and extremely dangerous. I like your courage, but I don't think you'll get to test it today. If Iceheart was still around, we'd be frozen solid by now. My guess? He got what he wanted and hightailed it out of here. A shame, really. The outlying clans need those supplies. Enough food and supplies to get the outlying clans through the winter. Without those supplies, the clans are going to starve. Chief Bosrog went to track down the marauders and find the supplies. If he fails, I don't know what we're going to do. Search the area and see if you can find anything that even hints as to where the marauders disappeared to. If you happen to pick up their trail, find Chief Bosrog. He'll know what to do. Leave no stone unturned. Anything you uncover could prove useful.
Where did you take our supplies? Kill me every second until you tell me what I want to know.
Out of here! Don't even think it! These supplies belong to the Winterborn now!
The clan peasants. Are they on their way to Orsinium?
The soldiers escorted them and the wounded outsiders. They should be safe enough.
Safe enough isn't good enough. Go after them. I'll continue to look for the Winterborn and the missing supplies. You're the outsider who leaped into the bear's den to fight the Winterborn? Shan, the wood elf, mentioned you. Surprised you didn't end up all bruised and bloody like the rest of these fools. This is our home, not an amusement for your pleasure. And I appreciate that. Doesn't change the fact that I despise that you're here, though, sticking your nose in our business. Ah, yes. The King's invitation. And what a royal bag of snakes that is. Look. You have my thanks for saving those people. And as much as I hate it, I owe you a favor. But right now, I need to determine where they took the stolen supplies. Let me see that. We've been betrayed, and for gold, no less. By Malakath, I'll make sure someone pays for this. Look, I need to protect the next caravan to come through the Merchant's Gate. If you truly want to help Hrothgar, then you will help me. This note indicates that the traitor has interests in the city. I want you to track down this traitor and find our stolen shipments. The fastest way to get on my good side, and on Kurog's, is to expose the traitor and recover our supplies. I suggest you start your search in the inn. Gold and dark dealings often go hand in hand with drinking and celebrating. Don't disappoint me. I hate putting my trust in outsiders. Do everyone a favor and prove me wrong.
Did you really meet Isgramor himself?
He paid you back?
Buy
And with
sell,
interest?
here and now.
About time. Maybe he finally sold some of those trinkets he loves so much.
I ain't complaining and I ain't asking questions. I'm just glad I finally got paid. It's a good day, friend. I've got gold in my pocket and a full mug in my hand. So what can I do for you? I don't see how that's any of your business. And if you're thinking of trying to rob me, well, think again. I need this gold for my daughter. Now leave me be or I'll hit you with my mug. Oh, why didn't you just say so? Being all mysterious and scaring a person half to death? So, why are you looking for Gulag? By Trinimax deformed toe, if this gold is illegal, my Shilha needs her potions. All right, let's try this. If you forget all about what we were discussing, then I might have information that will help you. Do you agree? Right. You never heard this from me, but Gulag left here a little while ago to talk to those Khajiit traders. You know, the ones who showed up recently? And if nothing else, you should be able to smell him. He wears some kind of fancy fragrance, says it keeps the spirits docile. The Khajiit sold it to him. You ask me, it smells like a dead horker left out too long in the sun. Follow that scent and it'll lead you right to him.
Gulag's scent. It is almost enough to make this one want to stop dealing with him.
Arusha would agree, except for all the gold he gave us. He's got the luck of Joan and Jode, even if he smells like a dead horker.
This one hopes we are blessed with half his luck and twice his gold, but not his scent. We are merchants, yes, from a faraway land.
We bring strange and exotic goods to the people of Orsinium. Once we are set up and open, this one will be happy to show you our wares. We are new to this city. Where the one we do business with goes, we do not know. But when he left us, he headed east, toward the residential district. Of course, all the districts of this city look the same to this one. Curious, are you? Our business is quite legal, rest assured. Not all Khajiit practice illicit trades, no matter what you may have heard. We sell elixirs of health, cures for illnesses, headache remedies, those sorts of things. That is a word, yes. The best for the best price. You won't find a lower price in the city, once we're actually open. But if it's gulag you seek, just follow the smell. It is quite prominent, and it lingers like unwanted house guests.
I have many fine goods. This bath is ours for as long as we want.
You didn't have 2 gold pieces to rub together last time
And it fell. And who might you be? Go find another bathhouse. I hired this one for the entire day.
I'll let you deal with this gulag, darling. I'm going to go and get something to drink.
What's this about? If you aren't here to use the baths, it must be about my tonics. Well, I can assure you, my tonics are guaranteed to cure whatever ails you. Just takes time. And multiple applications. What? I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm a loyal subject of the king. I don't have anything to do with any damn Winterborn. No, I could explain. The people of this city, I made a deal for them. Gold from the Winterborn allows me to produce my tonics at a fraction of the cost. I'm doing this for the people. The outlying clans, they're enemies of this city and our king. Their chiefs refuse to accept the king's rule. They'd rather stay stuck in their old ways and traditions. Meanwhile, the poor of this city can't afford medicine. I'm saving lives. A small price to pay for a larger gain. I've been loyal to this city since before you outsiders started arriving. You have no right to judge me. Fine. What's the use? See what happens when you just try to help? The supplies were sent to Frostbreak Fortress. That's where the Winterborn warlord, Yorfan Iceheart, plans to regroup his forces. I'm sure he's guarding the supplies personally. It's good to meet like-minded individuals. You have my thanks. The poor of this city can take comfort in knowing they can afford the tonics they need. I'll find a way to repay you. Don't you worry about that.
Once again, welcome to Orsinium. I look forward to working with you on this grand endeavor. Ah, another traveler arrives in our grand city. Welcome, welcome. Are you one of the chosen? Do you bear the letter from the Forge Mother? I am a high priestess of Trinimac, serving in Orsinium's temple. Like you, I'm here at the request of Forge Mother Olga to help revive the ancient traditions of truth, honor, and unity. I also greet new arrivals. Tell me, how is your journey? We've received similar reports. Just one of a series of unfortunate incidents that we plan to rectify. Orsimer soldiers and even the king himself are looking into this. King Korog believes that even those who refuse his rule must be cared for. Truly, perhaps we can still recover the supplies the clans need to survive the winter. The decision to invite outsiders to our land has already reaped untold benefits. Tell me, where have the Winterborn hidden the supplies? You located the stolen supplies. Trinimac surely has sent you to us in our time of need. Take this as a reward for helping our people. And you must present yourself to Forge Mother Alga and tell her everything. Oh, look, here she comes now.
Is this one of the outsiders who responded to my invitation, High Priestess?
Yes, Grand Forge Mother.
Thank you, Solgra. I will speak to the outsider. Come, outsider. We have much to discuss. So our ambassador finally found you. Took a damn time. But you're here now, and that's what counts. Welcome to Orsinium. Amazing how fast we rebuilt the place, isn't it? Orsimer can do anything when we work together. The damn Reachmen and their foul magic. It provides the Winterborn with an unlimited number of soldiers to send against us. Even so, our soldiers have dispatched all but one of their warlords. That bastard, Yothon Iceheart. Where are the supplies? Trinimac smiles upon us then. My son, King Kurog, has already traveled to Frostbreak Fortress to deal with Warlord Iceheart directly. Without a strong leader, the Winterborn threat will fade away. You must go and tell the king about the supplies. There are two things my son can't resist. Food and battle. When he learned of Iceheart's location, he rushed to deal with the warlord personally. Help him end the threat and recover the supplies. The unification of the Orc clans depends on it. What was I thinking coming here? I never should have left Auradon.
Won't you take pity on me?
busy. Very busy.
I want all the soldiers from all of the clans to
For
circle
King
the fort.
Kurog! For
Iceheart won't
Orsinium!
escape from me this time.
Our soldiers know what to do, Kurog. You can count on that.
Then maybe this victory will finally convince you and the other chiefs to fully accept my claim to the throne. Do you always just barge into the king's tent without so much as a by your leave? Who in the name of First Forge do you think you are, troll breath? So, you're one of the outsiders my mother's been harping about. I'm Kurog, king of the Orsimer. Welcome to my war. Your timing's perfect. I'm just finishing this damn fine leg of chubloon. You hungry? I do enjoy a good meal before a fight. It's a good thing that that's where we're going, then. This siege was taking too long anyway. Your fawn Iceheart is the last of the Winterborn warlords, and frankly, I'm ready to be done with him. He knows we're coming, so I'm expecting a good fight. You bet your arse I told him we were coming. Fair's fair. And it probably scared the ice water out of his veins. I want to see you in action. You lead, I'll follow. Now, let's go kill old Iceheart. Then we can return to Orsinium and feast. We need to find a way into that fort to get to Iceheart. Talk to the siege commanders and see if they can get us inside.
That's a sight!
Load those catapults faster, soldiers! We have them right where we want them!
Look at those catapults fly. I'm amazed the towers can withstand the punishment. The Bretons must have used orc crafters, and they built that place to last. But never fear, the Winterborn won't have a fort to protect them for much longer. Kurog summoned the chiefs of Hrothgar to besiege the Winterborn. One of our biggest problems are those Briarheart monstrosities. For every one we kill, 2 more take its place. I know there's a solution, but damn if it doesn't keep eluding us. We need to get inside the fort. Find out where they're spawning those abominations. But the damn harpies! We can't walk 5 steps without becoming bird food. Siege Commander Dolph's working on a plan. I hope it's a good one, for all our sakes. This is the Winterborn's final stand. We destroy the Briarhearts, while Kurog deals with their warlord, Iceheart. If we succeed, Kurog will have ended a threat that has plagued us for far too long. Maybe then I'll consider accepting him as our king.
Load those catapults faster, soldiers! We have them right where we want them!
If you don't find the alchemist and destroy those nests, we'll never break this siege.
You heard him! For the king!
Get down!
No! Let me go!
Damn it!
Looks like
And
General
there's more
Dolph
soldiers
could
that way.
use a hand.
You brought the king here? Then welcome to our siege camp. Sorry you had to see those damn harpies at work. I'm not sure King Kurog should be walking around out in the open, but I've got a barrel full of my own worries to deal with. If you want to become bird food, I'm not going to stop you. And after losing more soldiers to the harpies, I'm ready to accept any help I can get. Besides, anything is better than what the little wood elf was able to accomplish. Sent her in with a squad of orcs to deal with the harpy nests on the towers. Figured if the nests were on fire, the distraction would allow another squad to get in and put an end to the Briarhearts. But both groups have disappeared without a trace. A volunteer. I appreciate that kind of go-get-em attitude. If you do manage to find either of the missing squads, remind them that they have their orders. I expect them to complete their missions. The outcome of this siege depends on them.
Soldiers, lower your weapons. Looks like reinforcements have arrived. You and the king have come to our aid? We're honored. But we've been trapped in here for too long. We still have a mission to complete. Once again, we underestimated the Winterborn's capabilities. They caught scent of us as soon as we penetrated the walls. Harpies from above, Winterborn from all sides. We lost a lot of soldiers before we were able to take refuge in this tower. We need to get our archer into position to mark the Harpy Eyries so that our catapults can target them and destroy them. We lost all of our archers. The Wood Elf's all we have left. I hope she's as good of a shot as she claims to be. Our squad split off right after we entered the fortress. They're protecting the Breton alchemist who's supposed to be able to put an end to the Briarheart threat. But it doesn't matter if they're dead or alive if we don't deal with the Harpies. If you can clear us a path to the towers, we can get the elf into position so she can loose her signal arrows. Then the catapults can do their work. We need to hurry. We've lost too much time already.
Perfectly good troops to the Winterborn.
Keep up, Elf. Those Harpies aren't going to kill
But
themselves.
There are so many stairs.
No time for complaints either. We have a mission to complete.
All right, pushy orc. Just tell me when you want me to make the strike. Gusting winds, flying birds trying to eat us, fire everywhere. But that up there, that's a stationary target that needs an arrow in it. Just tell me when you want me to make the strike.
Look at it burn.
Tower secure. Good work, outsider. The wood elf is right behind me.
I'm getting really tired of you orcs trying to leave me be... That's strange. Where did the sergeant go? How typical. Now I know why Orsinium put out that call for help. Well, at least you're still here. Let me know when you want me to light the signal. Do me a favor and don't let any of those filthy harpies get too close. I'd hate to get carried off because I was busy concentrating on making this ridiculously easy strike. Speaking of which, let me know when you want me to loose my arrow. 2 areas destroyed, no problem. Now, let's find the Breton alchemist.
The Winterborn know how to set up a defense. This will be a battle to remember.
Just run and not look back. Wait, who's there?
So this is where the little alchemist has been hiding.
Well, I'll be damned. I remember you. You helped Darien and me back in Camlorn. Whew, you get around a lot, don't you? Have you come all this way to help me? Maybe we still have a chance to salvage this mission yet. Well, we were supposed to wait until the nests were destroyed before heading inside to find the source of the Briarhearts. But the Winterborn, they found us, overwhelmed the soldiers. I ran. I'm not proud of it, but I'm alive. That's what matters. I go where the need takes me. The orcs needed an expert on the Reach, so here I am. After Camlorn, I spent some time with the Weird Sisters. They taught me more about the Weird and the Reach than I ever thought possible. It was a fascinating time. We need to get inside the fortress so I can study the magic the Reach are using. Then I can follow the magic right to the source of the Briarhearts. But you'll need to keep me alive. It will be just like Glenumbra all over again. There's nothing else we can do out here. Let's get inside.
Oh, good! You found him.
Come,
All
come,
right,
follow me.
let's go.
If my suspicions are correct, we shouldn't have any trouble finding what I'm looking for.
We're all going to die down here, aren't we?
Keep your eyes open. We're looking for a plant or a root. Something that doesn't appear quite natural. Something odd, out of place. Something like this. Now there's something you don't see every day. A tree growing out of a corpse. I'd say this is what we're looking for.
This sapling is but a root, however. Small part of a greater whole. Reach magic corrupts nature. It uses its innate properties to forge terrible powers. The Briarhearts require a larger plant to nurture them and make them grow. But this vile sapling is certainly connected. I can feel energy flowing through it. We need to destroy some of these saplings. Cut off their power to weaken the central tree. Once weakened, I can apply an alchemical solution to the central tree, wherever it grows, and hopefully destroy it, roots and all. Reach magic invades nature, the way a plague violates an infirm body. It changes its host, taking hold and letting its corruption grow stronger. It creates defenses, barriers that can't be easily overcome. It needs to be weakened before we lay siege. Find the saplings and burn as many as you can. That will weaken the corruption and make the defenses more fragile. Meanwhile, I'll concoct a potion using clippings from these little ones. Leave the elf here if you would. I could use the protection. Leave the sapling I found alone. I'll use it to prepare and test my elixir while you burn as many of the others as you can. By the time you return, I'll have developed a poison powerful enough to eat through the central tree's weakened defenses.
I do love a good roasting. Look at it burn! Alchemy is always
You
fascinating.
keep fighting, even though you're
For me, it's
already
just a
defeated.
fire.
What sad little creatures you are.
So, I don't suppose you maybe might have seen Alanon on your way back? Maybe? Listen, it wasn't my fault. Alanon sent me to get him some moss that grows on the walls down here. When I got back, the alchemist was gone. Right, that's an excellent plan. But you should take this. Alanon said it was the last ingredient he needed to finish his elixir. I don't see his alchemy bag, so he must have the rest of the components with him. If the tree hasn't eaten them yet. What? No, of course not. At least, I don't think it ate him. But he told me that the Winterborn plant Briarheart seeds in dead bodies. The seed eats the body, sprouts roots, and nourishes the tree. Or something like that. I wasn't really listening. Well, I went that way to gather the moss, so he must have gone the other way. Probably turn right at the bend ahead. Let's split up. We can cover more ground that way. Besides, I kind of feel it's my fault, since I left him alone and all that.
Don't blame the elf. She was just following orders. Tell you the truth, I need more soldiers like her in my army.
about time you got here. Do something before I roast up here. Don't just stand there and watch me roast. Do something! What am I doing? I'm being roasted alive. What does it look like I'm doing? What's worse, they have my alchemy bag. The elixir was nearly complete when I stumbled into that Winterborn patrol. No. We're running out of time, and you have a more important task to complete. You have to destroy the central tree. Otherwise, the Briarheart warriors will eventually overrun the orcs. I'll find a way out of here somehow. Find the Hagraven that snatched my alchemy bag and grab the elixir. I couldn't wait for Evelie, so I found the moss on my own. Of course, that's when I ran into the Winterborn. Anyway, get the elixir and destroy that tree. Finish this, for me.
There you are. I was looking all over for... Hey, how'd Alanon get up there? That doesn't look very safe. We should get him out of there before he cooks, right? I'm not 100% certain, but I bet I could break the chain holding up the cage with a few well-placed arrows. Sure. Don't worry. I've got this. You don't suppose the cage will shatter on impact, do you? No worries. I never hit anything I'm not aiming at. Well, except for that one time, but that totally doesn't count. I told Bonthorn not to move. Go on. I'll take good care of the alchemist. Hey, Alanon! I need you to stay very, very still so I can get you down.
With a bow and arrow? The cage will drop into the fire with me inside.
Just make sure you tuck and roll.
Vile sorcery. We'll all be better off when this tree finally burns.
You found the elixir? Pour it on the tree. The Winterborn are on their way. Defend the tree until the elixir does its work. Just don't let the Winterborn get close enough to heal it.
No! Stop the intruders! The tree must not be destroyed! One more problem solved. Now, let's go take care of Iceheart. Iceheart and the supplies are still in there. We can't leave yet.
The Wood Elf got me out of that cage with a damn fine strike. Damn fine. And you handled the Briarheart tree perfectly. Well done. Indubitably. I watched the roots burn with my own eyes. The siege commander needs to hear about this, so we can press the advantage and put an end to the Winterborn threat. As for me, I'm going to relax. Somewhere in Orsinium with a very large drink. You have your report, soldier. Return to the siege commander, and let's finish off these Winterborn bastards.
I love being the king! If you have any questions before we go in there, now's the time.
So, the king of the big children has come to die. Your soldiers failed, Kurog, and so will you!
I love it when my enemies mock me. Helps me work up a good rage.
You treat everything like a joke. That's why the orcs refuse to follow you. You mock the fallen and dishonor their sacrifices.
Dishonor them? Ha! I'll honor them by separating your head from your body. How do you like that, you cold bastard? Iceheart's blade is mine. Now maybe the clans will finally accept my rule. You don't know how good that feels. Your fond Iceheart is finally dead. Imagine you ate too much, and try as you might, you can't get out that really big belch. Then, finally, you let out a thunderous burp. Yes, that's how I feel right now. For all practical purposes, yes. The remaining Winterborn will put up a fight, but without a warlord, my soldiers should be able to wrap this up in short order. As for me, I can't wait to show off my trophy to the clan chiefs. Yeah, Iceheart's fancy sword. That should prove to the clan chiefs that we killed the warlord. Might even convince the fence-sitters to finally accept me as the rightful king of all the Orsima. I want to check on the supplies the Winterborn stole from us, and get them ready to transport back to the city. Meet me at the keep when you're finished here. I want you there when I tell the chiefs what we accomplished today.
selling.
I hate this place. Nothing but dry bread and old turnips to eat. I never should have gotten on that cart.
We didn't come for a sermon, priestess. I'm just here to see Kurog.
I meant no offense, Chief Barzrag. I only seek to spread Trinamac's good words.
Again with these Trinamac lies. Let me show you what Malacath thinks of your stupid words.
Your anger is uncalled for, clan chiefs. Please excuse us, Solgra. I see our champion has returned.
You? They pulled you into their madness? How disappointing.
As you can see, the clan chiefs can be a contentious lot. They oppose King Kurog at every turn, especially on matters of faith. But tell me, was Kurog successful? Did you defeat the Winterborn warlord? I knew you'd be able to help Kurog in his mission. Perhaps now the other clans will see that Kurog is destined to lead us all. Once all the clans unite, just imagine the power we will wield. The king sent for them. They are a few of the more vocal opponents to my son's plans, and they refuse to bend their knees to him. They are blinded by centuries of custom and tradition. They refuse to see the glory that King Kurog wants to bestow upon us all. Instead, they stick their heads in the mud like a frightened Argonian and pretend that the old ways are so much better. My son wants to free us from the traditions that hold us back. They mire us in outdated notions and restrictions. We need to become a modern society if we want the other kingdoms to respect us, to take us seriously. King Kurog will make that happen.
Excellent! Everyone's here. The time has come. Swear allegiance to me. Orsinium will prosper once the clans unite under my rule.
This again, Kurog? Why should we submit to you this time?
Behold! I wield the Blade of Iceheart. With the help of outsiders, I have vanquished our greatest foe and retrieved the stolen supplies. The chiefs could not stop the Winterborn. Only I have accomplished that.
You ask much, Kurog. To turn away from Malacath. To abandon our most cherished customs.
Bazrog, my old friend. Your outdated ideas will be the death of me.
Don't tempt us, Kurog. Our traditions won't bend to the will of an idiot chief who decides to call himself
King! Idiot! Chief! I am your king. You would all do well to remember that. Now get out of my sight!
You embark on a dangerous path, Kurog. We won't forget this.
Treasonous bastards! I just saved their ungrateful arses, and this is the thanks I get? I even showed them Iceheart's sword! How can I create a united nation when the chiefs refuse to accept my rule? More often than not, yes. There's always some fool who wants to quote the Code of Malacath or insult my honor. It infuriates me! How can we build a respectable kingdom when we can't even abandon our most ridiculous superstitions? Targak, it was all I could do not to kill all three of those troll lovers. Let Bosrog and Dular think about what happened. I only hope they can set aside old traditions and accept the future I envision. Their support would make things much easier. For now, no. Go explore Hrothgar and get to know this great city. Enjoy yourself. When you're ready for a new challenge, find me at my private tavern in the city. I'm sure I'll have something that requires your specific skill set by then. Over here! Come and have a drink with Hrothgar's king! Try the Iceberry Ale. It's delicious. I love this place. Back at the keep, I'm always being pulled in a dozen directions. Fighting over here, debating over there, gives me a headache. But here, I can just eat and drink until I pass out. What are you implying? That Korog needs protection? Ha! Iceheart wasn't the first to challenge me, and he won't be the last. Let my enemies come. They'll wind up dead and bloody at my feet. That's what royal servants are for, to clean up the mess. It's a good thing I like you, because the last person who asked me these sorts of questions had the curiosity beaten out of him. But I don't want to fight with you. That's not why I called you here. Are you ready to listen? We opened Orsinium to the best and brightest. Crafters, farmers, scholars, anyone who can help bring my vision to life. I leave the details to my wives and mother, but you attracted my attention. Which brings us to the big question. You helped Chief Bosrog. You fought at my side as we defeated Iceheart and his Winterborn warriors. In short, you impress me. People who impress me either turn out to be a help or a hindrance to my plans. Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me speak plainly. You could pose a threat to me, but I prefer to consider you an ally. Share a few drinks, like we're doing now. I could use someone like you. Someone to deal with problems that require a more personal touch. Clan chief problems. There are still stubborn chiefs out there who don't agree with my vision, who don't want to see our people united. They're stuck in the old ways, ways that have failed our people time and time again. It's time to change that. You made an impression on Bosrog. Whether he likes it or not, he owes you for helping the clans. The other chiefs respect Bosrog. We can use this whole situation to our advantage. Get them to listen to matters they would normally refuse to hear. For now, nothing. Relax, have a drink. Enjoy all the pleasantries that Roxanne and her fine establishment have to offer. But when I need you, I expect you to be ready and willing to get the job done. Oh, what are those two doing here? Damn it! You two always show up and ruin my fun.
Oh, I have not even begun to ruin your fun, my king. But let's leave the pleasantries for later. We have an urgent situation to report.
I can never tell when you're joking. Fine. What's so important?
The Trinimac Temple has been attacked, my beloved. Malakath devotees have barricaded the doors and taken the priests as hostages.
These fanatics dare to attack my city? My people? I'll deal with them personally.
You will do no such thing, my son. After what happened in the throne room, this is undoubtedly a trap.
I won't sit by while they attack my city!
This problem requires a personal solution, and I have a perfect idea. Outsider, let us talk. My son's bravery borders on stupidity. He would run off and stumble blindly into their trap without the slightest regard for his safety. We must not allow that to happen. Oh, child, I always have a better idea. My son's rage makes it difficult for him to see clearly. His instinct is to charge every problem straight on and beat it into submission. His enemies know this and often use it against him. Bosrog and the other clan chiefs know King Kurog all too well. They expect him to attack and kill the heretics, just as the heretics will kill the hostages. Innocent lives will be lost, and blame will fall squarely on Kurog's shoulders. You are an outsider with connections to Orsinium that are tenuous at best. Enter the temple and rescue our people. If you succeed, you save innocent lives at the king's request. If you fail, well, at least the king won't be blamed. The orcs smell, the Nords are rude, and the Bretons... Gods, don't get me started on the Bretons.
Supplies are now reaching the city on a regular basis. Maybe now our basic city functions will get repaired.
Everyone, clear the streets and go home. Let the king's soldiers deal with this. Back away, citizen. We have enough to deal with as it is. My soldiers can't do their job with all you civilians getting underfoot. Just because you carry a weapon doesn't mean you know how to use it. And as you can see, I already have more amateur warriors volunteering to help than I can handle. Why don't you just stand back and leave this to the professionals? Right, and I'm High King Emmerich's long-lost brother. I know what you're trying to do. You're playing a dangerous game, outsider. I hope you realize that. Very well, I'll check with the Forge Mother. But if you've lied to me, I'll hunt you down, toss you in a cell, and throw away the key! We think there's a back entrance up the stairs near the Mages Guild. I sent soldiers to find it.
The king sent you here to rescue the hostages, didn't he? Of course he did. That's why they recruited heroes after all, am I right? Listen, I have a plan. It's brilliant. Want to hear it? See those hawkers behind me? Don't look. Anyway, they've been acting suspiciously. Standing around, making shifty eyes, showing odd hand gestures to passers-by. I've read enough Investigator Vale books to recognize criminal behavior when I see it. You never read Investigator Vale? The book's about the brilliant scholar who travels the world and solves crimes. She doesn't use magic or weapons, just her charm and her wits and... Look, I'll lend you a copy later, but we need to focus here. Isn't it obvious? Look at their evil demeanor, their villainous whispering. I bet if we rattle them, they'll run off and lead us right to the hostages. Watch. I'll just let loose an arrow. That should put the fear of Ifray into the survivor. Really? I mean, yes! I knew I liked you for a reason. Once the other one starts to run, don't let him out of your sight. He should lead you right to the hostages. On my mark. Stop, you! Thief! And there goes the other one! Get him!
My brother was with you when you retook Followstone
I was
Hall.
walking here.
Run into me again and I'll knock your teeth out.
Watch where you're going, you idiot!
I have a good mind to throw a lightning bolt at you.
Defend the temple! Thank Trinamak you're here. Someone has to save my fellow priests inside the temple. Please, I need your help. The priests inside the temple are at the mercy of these fanatics. Please, I think they want to kill my brothers and sisters in Trinamak. Malakath fanatics. They burst into the temple and began rounding up my fellow priests. They spat at us and shouted that we were betraying our race. They said that Chief Bazrag sent them to punish us for opposing the true god of the orcs. They invoke the chief's name, saying he seeks revenge against the king and any who follow the false god. I've known Chief Bazrag to be a hard man, but never a cruel man, never a murderer. What has the king done to anger him so? I see. I respect the king and all that he stands for, but his temper, it has gotten us into trouble more times than I care to remember. If it's vengeance Bazrag seeks, then the king will be responsible for the deaths of the temple priests. My fellow priests were still alive when I slipped out of the temple, but the tension in the air, I'm afraid violence is inevitable. They set up patrols inside the temple, watching for Kurag and his soldiers. If one of them spots you in there, they're holding the priests captive in the rectory. If one of the torchbearers spots you and reaches the rectory, you won't be able to save them. Avoid the torchbearers at all costs, or at least strike them down before they can sound a warning. Take this key. It will unlock the temple's rear entrance. Once inside, you'll need to find the key to the rectory, where they're holding my fellow priests. The fanatic who gives the orders, their commander, he probably has the key to the rectory. May the luck of Trinamak be with you. I'll inform the guards and try to send more help your way.
Lock the priests in the rectory. As soon as Kurag arrives, we kill them all.
As soon as I spread the word, the false priests die.
Intruders! Now...
How did you get in here? No matter. You'll be dead in a moment. Kurog's people have arrived! Kill them all! Please, there's no need for this insanity. Just leave us alone! Thank you for helping us. I thought they were going to kill us.
I've never known fear like this.
I don't know how to thank you. These fanatics, they beat us, threatened us. They told us they were going to kill us as soon as the king or his soldiers showed up. But you got in without alerting them. You saved us. The others, though... High Priestess Solgra and our brothers and sisters in Trinimac. The fanatics gathered us up and forced us in here. But Solgra, she isn't one to put up with such nonsense. She put a blade into one of them and ran into the back to help the others. I have the key. I'll open the door for you. Find the others, please. I don't know what Solgra planned to do, but she had that look in her eyes when the fanatics started hurting our people. Solgra and the others should be somewhere through this door. I'll find a way to open the main temple doors and let the soldiers in. Good luck. Get her! Don't let her escape!
I'll die before I let you hurt the others.
You killed one of my... Orders be damned! You're going to die for that, priestess!
One? I plan to kill a dozen more if you don't leave my temple now. Thank you for that. I thought I could handle them, but the odds got a little overwhelming. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine once I catch my breath. Just got the wind knocked out of me a little, that's all. Not exactly. They claimed to be devoted followers of Malakath, and said they were working for Chief Bazrag. They caught us by surprise, threatened us. Did you run into Ugus? How are he and the others faring? Well, that puts my mind at ease. I hated leaving them, but the others back here needed help too. But I'm still not completely certain what the attackers hoped to accomplish. Why take us hostage? Why not simply kill us and be done with it? Spill the blood of innocents and blame the king for their deaths, for not being able to protect his people. What a fiendish scheme. But the king sent you in his stead. Very astute on his part. That decision may have saved many lives. We were supposed to assume they were Malakath devotees, but they didn't seem particularly religious to me. Even I don't believe Malakath would sanction a slaughter such as this. They mentioned Chief Bazrag, though. Said he gave them their orders. I've always found the chief to be noble, but it doesn't take a lot to change a person. His forts ravaged, his traditions threatened. I can see how such things could lead to this. The king and the Forge Mother must be told what happened here.
Hurry now!
This is the last of them! Let's finish these bastards off! Fan out!
I'm glad to see you and the priest alive. I believe things may have played out very differently if you hadn't agreed to my plan. But what of the High Priestess? Is Solgra all right? That is good news indeed. I will make sure that a military contingent protects this temple going forward. It will not be left undefended again. Increased patrols around the perimeter, soldiers assigned to guard the inside of the temple. The priests will not have to live in fear of another attack, not so long as my son is king. I assume you know who claimed responsibility for this? Bosrog has never agreed with Kurog. He made threats in the throne room, as I'm sure you heard. Besides, his boldness and devotion to Malakath are legendary. It appears Bosrog wishes to challenge our king. My son needs to solidify his hold on the clans. All of the chiefs must accept Kurog as their king for the betterment of the Orsimer people. If we gain support of the clans, we can stop Bosrog without inciting an all-out war. You have done much already. Many lives were in danger, yet somehow you managed to make sure none were lost. Please, take this, for being so careful with my people and keeping their safety in mind. We will find you again when the king needs you. Solgra, my child, come join us. Are you injured? Should I call a healer?
Thanks to our friend, I am well and ready to serve.
Yes, our call for assistance has already proven to be a more than worthwhile endeavor.
Ah, there you are. Ah, there
Guess
you
what?
are. I have
Guess
another
what?
message for you from
I
the
have
king.
another message for you from the king.
How am I supposed...
The city is simply beautiful. It seems the king will leave a lasting legacy
there
after.
you are.
Guess what? I have another message for you from the king.
Your armor.
there you are. Guess what? I have another message for you from the king. It's wonderful to see you again, my friend, but I really wish the king would find someone else to serve as a messenger. I have so many other talents that could greatly benefit Orsinium. I have no idea. Although I did hear something or other about a moot of some kind. I suppose the best way to find out is to go and see the king. In the throne room, up at the keep. Hopefully he won't be in too foul of a mood when you get there. He seemed out of sorts when I told him this was the last message I was going to deliver. Either he finds something else for me to do, or I'm leaving.
Ah, my friend and ally has returned. Let's talk. I heard what you did at the temple. Your efforts no doubt saved countless lives. It pains me to learn that Chief Basrog was involved, though. Basrog's never agreed with my plans. He's a traditionalist, stubborn and old-fashioned to the end. His unwavering devotion to Malakath, his hatred of Trinimac, his refusal to recognize my authority. I'd say Chief Basrog is getting desperate. Basrog wants to start a war. Damn it all to oblivion, we'll have to stop him. He has the strength to overwhelm the lesser clans, and he's no suckling cub when it comes to fighting either. If he were to make a challenge for my throne... It's time to assemble the Great Moot. I want you to visit the clan chiefs that still haven't come around to our way of thinking. Talk some sense into them. You need to get to them before Basrog poisons the well and turns them against me. You made an impression already, but don't worry. I'm not expecting them to come just because you asked nicely. The chiefs are stubborn, but they each have a problem that's confounding their clan. Solve their problems, and they'll attend the moot. Now you get it. Help the chiefs, and they'll be obligated to accept your invitation. I've tried to convince the chiefs of Tumnash, Morkul, and Shatul to join my kingdom. I even married a few of their daughters. We need a better solution. Tell them that you come to help in the name of King Kurog, that I'm hosting a gathering of clans, and I want the chiefs to attend. And it needs to be the clan's chief that comes to the moot. If they try to send a subordinate, I'll be highly insulted. Do whatever it takes. The chiefs must attend the moot. I trust you won't fail me. When this is over, Hrothgar will finally be forged into a united kingdom. Meet me at my corner club after you finish. All this planning has given me a powerful thirst.
If I can raise a little gold, I'm on the next caravan out. To oblivion with this place.
I should have been at my husband's side. He'd still be alive, and I'd still be his hunt wife. Well, look upon my husband and weep, for his next journey is to the Ashen Forge. Perhaps a new chief will deal with Kurog's latest nonsense. Until then, leave us to our misery.
Rotten luck, Chief. Rotten luck. Don't see many new faces at Chatul Range. Our only neighbors are surly giants. Speaking of which, Chief Ogzor had a nasty encounter with a giant's club a short while ago. Best keep your voice low. We don't know how much time he has left. Dying. No amount of healing magic can fix smashed brains. Soon as he goes, Chatul is in for dark times. The clan will tear itself apart without a good contender for chief. I want to prevent that. We know which giant smashed the chief. I want to return the favor. That'll show the clan I'm a good contender, which would help keep the clan together. Thing is, I'm no tracker. Care to help me find the bastard? I have a few words to say to Chief Ogzor's mother. I'll meet you where Urkael the Cleaver's tracks begin. Don't know why we call him that. He carries a club. All right, let's find Urkael the Cleaver. Yazara? Yazara! She's out. Listen, we both know you're the one who avenged the chief. Happy I could land a few good smacks. I'll tell Yazara when she's back. You deserve the credit. That's up to the clan. I'm only doing it because Chatul needs a chief. Can't say I enjoy staking a claim while my friend is dying in that tent. I'm not so sure I want to be chief again. Small clan. Our stronghold let Shatul camp there in the summers, in return for choicest pick of a chater. Chief Ogzor wanted to strengthen the bond by marrying away his daughter. Ashruka was to be my hunt wife, but that didn't happen. Ashruka refused to be traded like the choicest pick of a chater. She chose exile rather than marry me. A month later, raiders from the Reach wiped out my whole clan. Chief Ogzor took me in. Never. Chief Ogzor knew I'd consider that a dishonor after what he'd done for me, and Shatul needed my muscle. It wasn't charity, if that's what you're thinking. Don't really know. Shatul tries not to talk about its exiles. Chief Ogzor forbade anyone from speaking of her. I think he blamed himself for pushing her away. After her mother died, Ashruka and her father were always at odds. It was inevitable. No. I've always respected how Ashruka held her ground, and I wasn't too keen on the match. I'd known her since she was a child, so going from Uncle Lorig to husband, we call that a Valenwood marriage. But don't let a wood orc hear you say it. Chief Ogzor's mother, Shatul's wise woman, though she hates it when we call her that. It falls to her to select the candidates for chief, and she's right over there. Yazara, look! I cut this off her Kale the Cleaver. My friend here struck the killing blow.
Impressive, Lorig. Why don't you show the others?
Sound advice, as always.
Come closer. We should speak. You avenged my son. I will not forget what you did for Shatul today, nor will the clan. If you are willing, I have need of someone so capable. If Shatul is to survive, there must be a new chief. Lorig is one contender. The other is Ulgesh. I want you to meet him. Ulgesh returned from Orsinium shortly after my son's injury. He declared himself a contender, but I'm not sure why. The boy never had brains or ambition. Serving in the Orsinium Guard was my son's suggestion. Shatul needs a chief who looks out for the clan before himself. We have no walls to hide behind, only our wits and our skill herding a chater. If Ulgesh has neither, I need to know. I sent him after Scamper, our laziest at chater. Ulgesh can explain the task. He's never been talkative, but see what you can learn as you aid each other. I'll want to speak with you when you return.
Who are you? I don't need your help. Wait. With your help, this will go faster. Yazara asked for a snow truffle. This lazy beast can sniff it out. But it's a two-person job. I can't keep Scamper and hunt for a snow truffle. It's like a tundra truffle, but tastier. Only grows in these parts. No clue. A potion, maybe? You scout ahead, find a truffle patch. Give a whistle. I'll send Scamper your way. Scamper will sniff the patch. If there's a snow truffle, he'll dig it up. You grab it and bring it to Yazara. Got it? Scamper is fast asleep. Give him a good kick to wake him. Nothing in this patch. I think he found one. Scamper earned some sleep. Let's get back to Shatul. Get that snow truffle to Yazara. And thanks. I won't forget your help. I think you found one.
Did you find Olgesh? Good. Give it here. Olgesh passed my test. Scamper has always required 2 people to wrangle. For Olgesh to send you back with the snow truffle tells me he learned to master his temper. Lorig and Olgesh are the only clear contenders for chief. They must enter the Bloody Knoll and duel beneath the stern gaze of Malakath. The one who emerges shall be the new chief of Shatul. I have not forgotten what you did for us. On behalf of Shatul, I name you Bloodkin. You shall always have a place among us. I already sent Lorig to the Bloody Knoll. Could you inform Olgesh he is to fight? I would do so, but I must attend to my son. Olgesh should be at his tent. And thank you for the snow truffle, Bloodkin. Sometimes the smallest favors are hardest to repay. It was my son's favorite food. His hearthwife. She has dozens of recipes. He loved them all. He won't be able to taste it. His mind, you see, there's nothing left of him. But I'll mix it into the poison so he enjoys it one last time. The poison I shall feed the husk that remains of his body. No, it is me, murdering my own son. Shatul must survive. Before a new chief is chosen, the old chief must die. By the time Lorig and Olgesh reach the Bloody Knoll, the poison will finish its work. Malakath will take no offense. There is no shame in that. You are not an orc. You are not of Shatul. But you are bloodkin to our clan. Know that it must be done, and that only I can carry this burden. Shatul must survive.
Over here. We need to talk. You looked different from inside Olgesh's helmet. What? What did you know? Yes, you're right. How did you know it was me? I see. You seem to know much about me, Snow Truffle. But not everything. A merchant friend keeps me informed of Shatul. When she brought word of my father's injuries, I had to return and contend for chief. Shatul must survive. As an exile, I'm not allowed to enter Shatul. But Olgesh is no exile. I traded him a new set of armor for his old, then returned to my clan. My own grandmother couldn't tell the difference. The real Olgesh has a squeak in his voice. One day he paid Morkel's forge wife to make him sound like an ogre. He always wore the helmet everywhere he went. It still smells like sweaty breeches and onions. I cleaned it 3 times. Nothing worked. Have you been to Orsinium? The king hammers away at traditions which keep orcs locked in squalid strongholds. He tempers us, forges us into something new, something better. I will become Chief of Shatul, and in a decade, it will become tradition. Some won't. They may challenge me, and I'll have to kill them. But when any other clan clucks about the Code of Malakath, Shatul will band together as we always do. We'll triple their rate on a chater, a built-in blood price for the disrespect. I think we'll get rich off the Malakath zealots. That will make the king happy. And if he asks me to be his chief wife, I'll decline. But I'll offer him the chance to be my king husband. Lorig is a fine warrior, better than my father. But that's the problem. He never challenged my father. He's like an Achater bull that refuses to mate no matter how much ginger pulp you feed him. I haven't thought about that in years. He was always Uncle Lorig to me. Taught me how to play chop. Always called me Little One, even when I was nearly his height. I looked up to him. Then Father insisted I become his hunt wife. Lorig's heart was never in the match, but refusing would have led to a feud. Father was insufferable. A chief's daughter must bear the clan's burdens. But children are a burden I don't ever plan to bear. Not for the clan, not for anyone. Now I head to the Bloody Knoll. There I will kill Lorig and become Chief of Shatul. For this to work, my grandmother must know my intentions. Inform her, and I swear upon my mother's memory, I will repay the favor when I am chief. Gladly. Tell her the truth. I don't care if she approves. She will need to prepare the clan for my success. If Malakath disapproves, he can strike me down in the Bloody Knoll. But Shatul must survive. Go. There's little time.
My son, Chief Ogzor is dead. Lorig waits at the Bloody Knoll. Is Olgesh on his way? What? Ushruka was exiled from Shatul. I would never allow her to contend for chief. That foolish girl. We're a traditional clan. Shatul will never accept an exiled woman as chief. Had she become Lorig's hunt wife as my son wanted, Shatul would have stayed for the wedding. We would have been there when the Reach attacked Lorig's clan. Her selfishness led to their destruction. A chief who lost his entire clan to raiders from the Reach? He refused to challenge my son, to give him an honorable death under Malakath's gaze, because of friendship. No matter his prowess in battle, he is soft in the heart. Take this ritual blade. It is flawed at its core, just like Lorig and Ushruka. Replace the blade of the weakest contender. Fair. I just watched my son die. None of this is fair. The flawed blade is a test. A weak contender who survives despite this setback deserves to become Chief of Shatul. When the blade fails, The weakest contender will most assuredly die. If she go, there is little time. Malakath favor the victor.
Ashruka? You have to go. If Ulgesh sees you, he'll kill you.
Ulgesh is in Orsinium. He sold me his armor before I came to Shatul.
No. What have you done?
Shatul must survive. Don't hold back, Lorig.
Malakath favor the victor. Goodbye, little one.
You've returned. Who is the new chief of Shatul? I see. Our clan will believe Malakath favors the loyalty Lorig showed my son. They'll accept his victory, for now. I shall advise him, if he allows it, and I will watch for weakness in his heart. Shatul must survive. You alone emerged from the bloody knoll. Did you pray to Malakath for your victory?
I needed no prayers, only my strength.
Then go forth, my chief, and receive your clan. Shatul, I present your new chief.
Chief Ogzor was good for Shatul. Though Ushruka fell by my hand in the bloody knoll, I vow to lead by her father's example. I lost my best friend. Then I killed his daughter. The woman I was once supposed to marry. When it rains, it pours. But right now, it feels like it's pouring out in Echater's back half. You? Of course you have my support. You've done much for Shatul, and stood by me when my friend was dying. When it's time, I'll hear him out. You have my word.
I heard the battle in the Fevered Muse was touch and go.
Fool girl!
Glad you won the day.
She'll get herself killed! Children. Never have them! The king insisted on a Morkel daughter for his forge wife. But then he decided to pass over my eldest. Now Ashika wants to prove him a fool for marrying her little sister. Malekith alone knows why Ashika ran off. Wounded pride sent her to Morkel descent, no doubt. Idiot! The girl will end up as Ogre Dun or a spider hatchery. Running off to Morkel descent is why Ashika's still unwed! Finding glory in old relics instead of at the king's side? He'd have chosen her if she wasn't so headstrong. Ugh.
Who are you? It doesn't matter, the Hand of Morkel is mine. Once I find it, which is harder than I thought. That's why you're here, isn't it? What? Why? My what? Does she even listen to me? She never listens. Honor of the clan, I say. You'll find someone soon, she says. All right. She sent you here to help? Good. Help me find Morkeldin. The long-lost home of Morkel clan. The old poems say it was buried in ice and stone-marked thrice. See the statues? Morkel's stonework and very old. Morkeldin has to be nearby, but well, maybe you can find the way in. The old poems of Morkeldin's founding mention a heroic trio who rebuffed Winter's grasp and found haven beneath. Maybe they saved the clan from a tunnel collapse. Oh, there's some writing at the base of the statues. Couldn't make sense of it. Buried in ice and stone-marked thrice, the statues must reveal the way inside. I think there's an order to lighting the braziers, but I can't get it to work. Rumbling. Do you feel it? That's it! The Hand of Morkel. It's in some sort of... What is that, a display? It's nestled in there tight. Of course we can't just take it. The Hand of Morkel is held in something called the... I think it said Heart Forge? Also, endless breath and untold rage lets purest heart release the hand. Poets. We need to rekindle the forge. Endless breath has to mean bellows, and untold rage is... a furnace? Strange way to say it. I'm missing something. Can you look around for a bellows and some kind of blast furnace? Morkel clan prefers simple solutions that last. Look for switches or some kind of mechanism. We'll see what happens when you set things in motion. Oh, and stay alert. My ancestors wouldn't leave this place completely unguarded. You did it! Now for purest heart. Huh. The old clan word for heart also means blood. Purest blood. Morkel blood? My father is Morkel's chief. My blood must work. Just a quick slash of the knife. Ow. Look! It's opening! Like a hand. Opening. Oh no. The hand of Morkel isn't our forge hammer. It's the cage around it. And if my clan's old word for heart also means blood, then this wasn't our heart forge. It was our... My mother says we're the best smiths in Hrothgar because we put heart in the steel. Whose heart? Whose blood? Morkel clan hasn't had enemies since the days of Morkelden. Did we feed our rivals to that thing? You're right. The old poems aren't about honor we lost when we left Morkelden. It's honor gained for burying our greatest shame beneath a mountain of ice. And a warning to stay away from the hand of Morkel, which... well, we couldn't have known. Not without blood magic. But I can't just leave it here. It's our heritage. I'll bring it back to the stronghold, but what then? What do I tell my clan? You're right. You forge a better blade by studying your past mistakes. I can't keep this from my clan. Perhaps there's a better way to use this place. An honorable way. Morkelden doesn't require the blood of our enemies. That's just how it was misused. Maybe the blood of frostbite spiders is enough. Blood, ichor, whatever. I heard a rumbling when you rekindled the forge. Maybe another way out. Anything to avoid those ogres. This is close to Orsinium. Useful if we ever need to return to blood. The heart forge. Come here. Stand by my side as I address the clan.
Is that your ally, Ashaka? Quiet! Ashaka speaks on a matter concerning the clan.
Morkel clan, our search is over. Today, we are whole once more. No longer shall we live in our ancestors' shadow.
There is power in our blood, and at last we reclaim it! Behold, the hand of Morkel! And beneath the mountains, the great forge of Morkelden is rekindled! It is a new era for Morkel. A new era for orcs.
Prepare yourselves, my clan. Soon we march to Orsinium. We shall build it anew.
The news of the Blood Forge brings strife, but I will not allow us to look away. It is not in our nature. Now, I name you Bloodkin to Morkel clan. Last thing I'll do before heading to Orsinium. The king needs a clan who can work its great forge. And it will keep our clan away from Morkelden until I find a better way to use the Blood Forge.
Ashika named you Bloodkin, and you did bring her back from Morkel descent with a fabled relic of our people. But don't get any ideas. Go on, ask! Ashika thinks she's steel in a world full of iron. For all the king blusters, she'd challenge him at every turn. Her little sister is content to just run a forge. Easy choice. Also, I punched his mother. Now, it was years ago. Alga said the breastplate I made her son was adequate. Question my skill with a word from a Daggerfall parlor? Pah! Didn't help that Ashika's first dagger had Alga's tooth forged into the hilt. Worth it, though.
Kurog's outsider. I'm not sure what you did exactly, but you somehow restored peace to my family, and thereby helped my clan. You have my thanks. Sure, why not? I'll go to this moot and listen to what Kurog has to say. It's the least I can do after you helped us with our family problem. Perhaps I'll see you in Orsinium, outsider.
Finest quality merchandise.
Fine goods at fair prices.
I need to find out what happened in the quarry. Where's that elf we hired? Have you happened to see an elf around here? Tall, spindly, talks way too much for his own good. No, of course not. That would have been too easy. This is what I get for hiring a tuskless runt. He said he could improve efficiency in Greystone Quarry. What did we get for our trouble? First the fog, then the screams, then nothing. Not a word, and it smells like elf mischief to me. My husband, Chief Ramash, went down into the quarry to look for the elf and find out what happened to our workers. He came back covered in blood, and I can tell you, Ramash doesn't bleed easily. I'd appreciate any help you can provide. After what happened to the chief, the rest of the clan refuses to go anywhere near the quarry. If you can get in there, find out what happened, and make sure the quarry workers are safe.
If we don't hear anything from the...
Shadows. Shadows in the fog.
What are you doing down here? Don't you know that Greystone Quarry is a disaster area? What happened? The High Elf, that's what happened. Things were fine for a while. Rock flowed out of the quarry at a record pace. But then we broke into a cavity and the elf insisted on exploring it. That's when the fog began to roll out of the hole. It was fog. Thick as stew it was. Chief Ramash and Huntwife Bulgar decided to enter the quarry and find out what happened to the elf and the workers. We went with them. Worst decision I ever made. We entered the fog, but we weren't alone in there. There were shadows, things in the fog. We were attacked. I saw the chief run out, covered in blood. Bulgar's still down there, looking for her daughter. Last we knew, she was with the elf. Find the Huntwife and her daughter, and kill as many of those things as you can. But the elf, save the elf for me.
I thought you were one of those damn machines. You're just lucky I've got the reflexes of a snow bear, or your guts would be decorating the floor. Now, care to explain what you're doing down here? Is this another of my husband's half-hearted rescue attempts? Whatever. I guess I should be grateful. One of those metal spiders took a chunk out of my leg. Nothing too serious, but I can't fight worth a damn. So it's up to you to find— I don't. But I can hope, can I? Besides, I haven't seen her corpse. And she is her father's daughter. Then there's the elf. He knows what he's doing, and has more than a few tricks up his sleeve to deal with the machines. He's a clever bastard, I'll give him that. He knew there was a dwarven ruin down here, and used us to uncover it. We should have been more careful. But he had significantly increased our production. And you know Orsinium, they always want more stone. I thought you were one of those— Is this another— I don't. He's a clever bastard. Shaban. She's a brave young woman. Took an immediate interest in the High Elf and his fancy ways. The elf didn't seem to mind. In fact, I think he liked having someone strong and beautiful at his side. You find one, and you'll find the other.
Oh, thank Trinimac. You're not one of those dwarven Dwemer things. But what are you doing down here? Did you come to help me escape from this damn quarry? Our quarry, sure. But the dwarves carved out this quarry centuries ago. It looks like they started down here and were working their way up. But don't ask me what they used the stone for. I don't want to think about that. He told me to stay here while he went to investigate the central structure. He used his control rod to walk right past the machines, but apparently its protection doesn't extend to anyone else. That's what I get for trying to help an elf.
Ah, what a surprise with Zark. Seems like we explored that place only yesterday. You do remember? Stros Mackay, Dwemer Ruins, that adorable animunculus clanker. Those were good times. But now, to business. Ah, so you've met them. I really do feel awful about what happened. I offered my help because I suspected that the ruins of Mizandine were down here, but I never expected such powerful defenses. This place is remarkable. Ah, the Bzark ruins. That was an adventure. Since then I've been traveling, exploring. But it's good to see you again. And I could really use your help. The ruins' defenses are some of the most powerful Dwemer apparatuses I've ever encountered. Yes, but I was referring to the fog. It was a most curious thing. As soon as we unearthed the door to this place, a heavy fog set in and the Dwemer spiders swarmed us. I know how to handle dwarven constructs. The orcs, sadly, do not. My control rod can only handle a few constructs at a time. The scale of this place is well beyond its capabilities. There may be an alternative, however. If we can find the Construct Control Center, we may be able to take command of the constructs. This is unexpected. Our paths cross again. Thank the Eight. It's amazing how often good research leads to remarkable discoveries. Since we parted, I have come to the conclusion that this is an automated quarry. Like the Orc Pit above, only much more sophisticated. Isn't it, though? That's what we in the business call a remarkably well-preserved orb of illumination. I believe this dwarven device may contain the key that allows us to bring Mizandine's defenses under our control. Think of the device as a gigantic combination lock. These emitters shine light upward towards the various lenses attached to the rings. If you rotate the lenses to a specific orientation, the device should unlock. Trial and error, like any other scientific endeavor. But be sure to keenly observe every rotation of the rings. That's the key to our success. We can manipulate the 3 kinetic resonators to adjust the lenses and rotate the rings. Follow me. This is one of the most complex Dwemer devices I've ever encountered. To reiterate, we need to strike the kinetic resonators to rotate the rings and align the lenses to the beams. If you run into trouble, just use that lever to reset the rings. After watching you intently, I believe that you need to rotate the rings until the 3 lenses align with the beams of light. Have you noticed how each resonator rotates 2 rings at a time? How strange the Dwemer mind must have been. I understand your frustration. This is a challenge. I have deduced that the left resonator controls the inner and middle rings. The center controls the inner and outer rings, and the right controls the middle and outer rings. I hope that helps. Excellent! This should allow me to control the dwarven constructs. Fascinating. I never imagined the control mechanism would fit inside so small a space. It will take me some time to master this device. But with it, I'm sure I can suppress the outer defenses and return the quarry to a relatively safe state. Oh yes, it's perfectly safe to work the quarry again. And please give the orcs my deepest and most sincere apology regarding these unfortunate circumstances. I have something I want to try first. Something that will help repay the orcs for my indiscretion. If I can make a few adjustments, I want to offer the constructs to the orcs. I'm sure they'll make excellent workers. I'll join you up above shortly.
As soon as our scouts sent word that people were emerging from the quarry, I hurried down to see what was happening. So, where's that damned elf and what did he do? Dwarves? That's the last thing I expected. From the stories I've heard, things involving ancient ruins and dwarves never turn out well. Then the elf survived? Perfect! That means I still get to wring his scrawny neck. Wait a moment. What's that sound? Troll dung, it's the constructs! The damn elf betrayed us! To arms, my clanmates! Let's show this mad elf what we think of his dwarven army.
Don't be alarmed. I bring a gift. These constructs can work your quarry and build a great city of Orsinium.
Damn you, elf. I should kill you where you stand.
What did I say? Please, my friend, make her see reason.
He got half my workers killed, and now he insults us as well? The elf's blood price is steep, and he's going to pay it very slowly. Greystone Quarry belongs to Clan Tumnosh. It should be worked by Clan Tumnosh, not those metal monsters. As long as one Tumnosh lives, we'll extract stone from this quarry just the way Malakath intended. With orc sweat and orc muscle. We dishonor ourselves and our ancestors if we sat back and let machines do all the work for us. It figures that an elf would come up with such a disgraceful and dastardly plan. Their worth is considerable, and we'd be able to keep our quotas as we build back up. You're right. Thank you for letting me see beyond my rage.
That was an admirable display of logic. I'm glad we can make the best of this unfortunate situation. The constructs will increase production in the quarry 100-fold. Duema constructs only deactivate when they leave their ruins as a security measure. With extremely rare tools and highly specialized knowledge, I gave these constructs new instructions that override those constraints. Remarkable, I know. My first thought was to offer them to one of the alliances as an army, but I don't have nearly enough for that. Then I figured to give them to the orcs as a way to make up for the trouble I caused here. I'm sure they'll make excellent workers. My, you do have a good memory. I kept poor Clanker going for as long as I could, but he eventually ran out of energy and puttered away. Bless his little soul gem.
Thanks for helping us with the situation. I wish I could have spent more time getting to know you. I know! Next time you're in the vicinity, you can tell me all about your adventures. And if we're lucky, maybe we can have an adventure of our own.
Ah, outsider. I confess I had my doubts, but my forge wife tells me you were as good as your word. Thank you for helping restore order to the Greystone Quarry. Oh, very well. You performed a vital service for my clan. The least I can do is go and listen to whatever fancy words Kurog wants to shout at us this time. I'll see you in Orsinium, outsider.
If you throw up on me, I'm going to knock you off of there. Count on it.
What was I thinking coming here? I never should have left Oregon.
And my champion returns. Still alive, and with most of your vital body parts intact. My shield wives owe me. I told them not to bet against me. But enough of that. Were you successful? Are the clan chiefs going to attend the moot? Perfect! You've done me a great service, my friend. The moot will be remembered as the turning point for Hrothgar. The day when all the clans united under the rule of a strong and visionary king. A new golden age for the Orsimer begins here. Now, why, we prepare for the moot, of course. It will be packed. Clan chiefs from the farthest reaches of Hrothgar will come together to finally accept my vision for the future. This is how a kingdom is born. Too bad Bosrog is going to miss it. Don't worry about Bosrog. He hasn't been seen since the attack on the temple. He's probably gone so deep into hiding or run so far away that we'll never see that traitor again. Why should I be? You're concerned enough for both of us. But come on, you're worse than my shield wives. Have a drink. Have the whole damn keg if you want. And take this, for services rendered. Now, all we have to do is sit back and wait.
Hello! I've been looking all over the city for you.